Kareem, if you could go ahead and hit unmute on your side.
Yep.
Excellent. All right, media, Kareem Hunt is now available. We're going to go ahead and open up to the room for questions. Our first question will be from Scott Petrick.
Hey, Kareem, how do you go about processing such a difficult loss like that where you guys led all the way into the last few minutes?
We just gotta come in, learn from our mistakes during that game and, come and get better this week. So something like that don't happen again.
I know you always want to have the ball in your hands, but what do you think about when coach calls a draw on a couple of those third down plays instead of trying to throw the ball down the field?
I mean, he believes we still can make something happen. I mean, I don't really care what's called. I just try to make it work to the best of the ability. So if he calls a pass, I mean, I'm going to do my job as best as I can. If he calls a run, I'm going to do everything in my power to get the first down.
Thanks.
Thanks, Scott. We'll go to Mary Kay Cabot next.
I mean, Kareem, obviously we've seen you break long runs in those kind of situations before. So at that moment on that 3rd and 9, I'm sure you're supremely confident that you can, rip off a huge play there, right?
Yeah, for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. I always feel like, if it's 3rd and 9, I know where the sticks are. And, it's in the back of my mind when I run the ball. So I do everything I can to get that. So.
What do you think of coach saying that he was sick about, he wished he would have done something different there and he was sick about that?
I mean, that he's the coach, man. So I understand whatever he calls in the moment, and if it would have worked, it'd have been a great job. But hey, it didn't. So.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Mary Kay. Let's go to Matt Fontana.
Yeah, Kareem, when you're in a game where it seems like there were some big officiating calls either way, is that in the back of your mind? Is it all frustrating to be playing in a game where the officials have such a big hand?
Yeah, it's tough. Sometimes they just gotta let us play, and some big calls during that game. It is what it is. We still should have, found a way to win that football game. So I don't necessarily want to just put it all on that.
And I know you've been asking some questions about just the offense and the faith in you and Nick in some big spots. What's it like to play in a game where it almost is like a shootout where they're scoring left and right? Is that at all fun to play in a game that you got to score pretty much every time?
I wouldn't say it's fun, but it's definitely intense. And at the end of the day, it's like who wants it more? And we know we got to keep putting up points to win. But you never want to see them keep putting up points right with us.
Thanks, Kareem.
Thank you, Matt. PJ Ziegler, go ahead.
Thanks, Rob. Hey, Kareem, the Browns have never lost consecutive games in back-to-back or consecutive games in back-to-back weeks under head coach Kevin Stefanski. What is it about his style of coaching that gets you guys to kind of forget about what happened last week and move on to the next week? And how important do you think that'll be this week after what happened on Sunday?
It's going to be very important. We're going to, like I said, learn from it. He makes sure we take away the good and bad, that we could do better. And even himself, he, looks at himself and thinks of things he can do better. So I guess if we just spend the whole week figuring out how to get better, then that's a way to come out and win next week. I feel like, that's a tough game. I really don't think we should have lost, but it is what it is.
How good is he at the short-term memory with you guys in terms of making sure that you guys don't let one loss steamroll into 2, 3, and 4?
Yeah, good. Pretty much we got to just, we talk about it on Monday, and then after that, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's all about, this next opponent and how we going to get ready to win and beat them. So we shift our focus. So we spend one day on the game learning from, our mistakes.
Thank you.
Thank you, PJ. Marlo Reitner has our next question.
Yeah, Kareem, you've gone toe to toe with the Chiefs and the Chargers. I mean, I know these are tough losses, but is there something that you're taking away from playing with the best in the AFC, and what do you need to do to get over the hump?
I feel like I know we can play with anybody. I mean, it's proven. So we just gotta find a way to, click on all phases, everybody as a team, coaches, and, players. So we gotta find a way to, finish it out strong, finish out the game strong.
I mean, Baker talked a lot yesterday about the first half, opportunities. I mean, do you think about that too, from yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, it's some other things that we definitely should have done that we could have done to still win that football game, even with, some horrible calls.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marla. Let's go back to Mary Kay Cabot.
Yeah, Kareem, just wondering a little bit about Odell. I saw him kind of sitting on the bench alone for a while after the game. Obviously, things didn't go the way for the team that you guys wanted to, and it didn't go for Odell the way that he wanted to in that game. But my question is, just seeing what you see of him every single day in practice, seeing what you see of Baker and Odell every day in practice, how confident are you that these two guys are going to get it rolling sooner than later in some of these games, and that Odell's going to have an opportunity to contribute in the way he can?
Well, Odell, he's a soldier, and he's a beast, and he just wants to win and wants to, be able to do what he does. And there's no doubt in my mind that he will learn from, some things he did wrong in the game, and then he did a ton of great things in the game. So nothing for him to be, hanging his head on. So, Odell's a great teammate, a great person, and a player. I feel like him and Baker will be just fine. Those guys click at practice and everything. I've seen it, and I'm not too worried about it.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Mary Kay. Scott Petrick, you have our next question.
Hey, Kareem, what's it like when you see so many guys go out during a game, whether it's your tackles or the cornerbacks?
It's tough, man. It's real tough. You never like to see, a starter or anybody get injured at any time of the game. And, it's not good when we're losing some of our top guys to injuries. And we just got to have the young guys ready and prepared too. So they got to be ready to play and, step in and fill big roles.
And I know you've been real supportive of Baker. Do you feel like he still needs to show that he can lead those winning drives in the last couple of minutes?
I believe in Baker. Baker is definitely, one of those big time quarterbacks, and he could definitely, lead us to winning those big drives. I'm not worried about that. I mean, there's a bunch of other things we could have did right to not even get to that point.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Mary Kay, go ahead.
Yeah, Kareem, a lot of you guys week to week, since there are so many weapons on this football team, kind of have to wait your turn here and there. But can you talk about how, David kind of kept his head in the game and just waited for his turn, and then was able to have the kind of game that he had yesterday? Can you just address that a little bit?
Yeah, David works every day at practice. He does it in blocking. He does it, catching the ball. David is just, himself every day. And, I've always said one day it might be the running backs who go off, and one day it could be the receiving group who have a great game, and not so much the tight ends, and 1 week it can be the tight ends. So, we just got to be patient. It's one football, and, make plays when the ball comes to us.
Were you happy for him for that kind of a game, though?
Most
I mean, I know
definitely.
it came in a loss, but I mean, to see him have that kind of success.
Yeah, most definitely. I was definitely happy for David.